Welcome back to On the Same Page. We are on Daf Tes Zayin Amud Aleph, 16a of Maseches Taanis, and we are about 5-6 lines from the bottom of the page, 2 dots. The Gemara quotes the Mishnah. It says, Amdu b'tfila. They got up, right? We're now talking about the last 7 fasts, and they're out in the street davening, and it says, they amdu b'tfila, they got up to daven, to pray. Moridim lifnei hateva zaken chulei, and the person who would lead the davening would be the Mishnah said, a zaken, someone who was elderly. The Mishnah said, viragil, he should be familiar with the davening. Yesh lo banim, he should have children, those who rely on him, ubeis rekam, but he's poor, so he really needs the tefillah. He has people to support. And that way, the Mishnah said, libo shalom b'tefillah, so his heart would be complete and dedicated to the tefillah. So the Gemara says as follows: Tanu Rabbanan, the rabbis taught, Amdu b'tefillah, they got up to daven. Af al pi sheyesh sham zaken v'chacham, even if there was someone who was elderly and he was wise, but if he didn't fit the other criteria, he wouldn't be the one to be appointed. Rather, it had to be someone who was ragil. He was familiar with the davening. That was essential. Rabbi Yehuda said, Metupal ve'imo. He had to be someone who had children, but had no money to support them. Because that way he would be dedicated to the davening. He really needs the rain. He really needs the sustenance. V'yeshlo yigia b'sada, and ideally it should be someone who has yigia b'sada. He has business in fields. He's involved in agriculture, and that way he really appreciates the need for rain. Ubeisa rekam, and his house is empty. And that seems to repeat what it just said. It said he's metupal ve'enlo, he has children and he has no money. And now it says ubeisa rekam, his house is empty, he's empty of possessions. So the Gemara will ask that seems redundant. But first it has, further on the list, upirko na, it has to have someone who had a good childhood. We'll see what that means. Ushval beirach, he had to be literally like his knees bent, but it means humble, someone who was humble. Umerut salam, someone who was liked by the people. It was important, he's representing them, that it's someone who gets along with everyone, and they'll support and appreciate his davening on their behalf. The yeshlo ne'ima, he's pleasant. V'kolo arev, and he has a sweet voice. Ubaki likros batara u'v'nevim u'v'ksuvim, it's someone who is knowledgeable, expert actually, in Torah, in Navi, in the prophets, in ksuvim, in the writings. U'ashanos b'medrash, he has to know how to learn midrash. V'halachos u'v'agados, and the law, which in this case I guess refers to, the oral law. It's a brayso, so there's nothing recorded at this point, really. It's the oral law. He knows the oral law, he knows the agada, he knows the oral moral ethical teachings and stories. Ubaki b'chol habrachos kulan, and he's an expert in all of the blessings. This is the criteria that is necessary for the person who is going to represent the congregation in leading the davening here. And it says in the brayso, "V'yavu be'Rabbanan enayub Reb Yitzchak Barami." When these credentials were listed, all the rabbis in the room looked towards Reb Yitzchak Barami as if, this is our man. If we were in this situation, this is the person who we would appoint, because he fits all of that criteria. Top of the next amud, it says, ask the question that I mentioned just before, Hainu metupel ve'englo, hainu beisa rekam. The idea of someone who has children and he has no possessions, and he has an empty house, that's the same thing. No possessions, empty house. He's poor. That seems to be the same thing. So it's redundant. So Amar Rav Chisda, Zehu shebeisa rekam min ha'avera. No, when it says his house is empty, what it means is his house is empty from averos, from sins. So it's someone who is poor and will daven really hard, but it's also someone whose house is empty of sins. That's someone who should represent the congregation. Rashi says we're not just talking about any sins, we're talking about stolen goods. He has nothing that he's stolen or forced people to give up. That's someone who should represent the congregation. Now, part of this list was this idea of pirko na'eh. He had a nice childhood. What does that mean? Amar Abaye says, Zeh shelo yatsa lo shem rabbi yalduso. We're talking about someone who he had no bad name in his childhood. He has a good record, even when he was young and maybe less mature, but even then he was mature beyond his years. He never acted out. He has a good record. That's someone who you want to represent you. Now, who do you not want to represent you? So the Gemara quotes a pasuk in Yirmiyah. The pasuk says, "Haisali nachalasi ke'aryeh bayar." My portion was like a lion in the forest, which I guess is not a good thing. It's talking about the Jewish people were like a lion in the forest. Nasna alai bakola alkein sine siha. They've lifted their voices towards me. They've given their voices to me, and therefore I hate them. So what does that mean? They've given their voices. They've raised their voice, and therefore I hate them. My nasna alai bekola. What does it mean? They've given their voices. Amar Marzutra bar Tuvia Amar Rav. Or Marzutra bar Tuvia, second name of Rav Amrila, and some say Amar Rabbi Chama Amar Rabbi Elazar. Zeh shliach tzibor. It's talking about a shliach tzibor, someone who leads the davening who's not fit. I think Rashi says we're talking about a rasha. He's wicked. You don't want someone who's wicked to be your shliach tzibor, to be your representative in leading the davening. Rashi says Shakadosh Baruch Hu soneo so yoser mikulan. God despises this person. He's a wicked, and now he's davening to represent the people. That is not someone who you want as your shliach tzibor, your representative. Then the Mishnah went on and it said, "Ve'omer lifneim esrim ba'arba brachos," that this person leading the davening, he would say 24 blessings. Shmona esrei shebechol yom, the regular 18 from a regular day. Umosif alein od sheshin, there were 6 extras that he would say. The Gemara asks, Hani sheish sheba havyan. What do you mean 6? Do the math. It's 7. Meaning if you read the Mishnah, you may recall from the Mishnah. So the Mishnah, it said this line that he adds 6, but then it listed off 7. And you don't even have to count them. It said the first one, the second one, and it went all the way up to 7. 7 additions. So what do we mean 6? So the Gemara explains, first it flushes out the question, Kiditnan ala shvi'is u'amer. Like it says in the Mishnah, on the 7th one he says, Baruch merachim ala aretz. He says, blessed are you who has mercy on the land. So what do we mean he adds 6? It seems that he adds 7. So Amar of Nachman bar Yitzchak, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak explained, and we explained this when we learned the Mishnah together, that my shvi'is, what does it mean the 7th? Shvi'is la'arucha. The 7th from the extended one. Meaning, the first of the 7 is not a new blessing, it's just an extension. We add on to the blessing of Goel Yisrael, that God redeems Israel from its daily struggles. That bracha was extended, was longer than normal, but it wasn't added. That's the first of the 7. So really, of the 7, one of them is not added, it's just lengthened, and there are only 6 that are added. So that's why it says you add 6, but there's actually 7 things that are listed, because the first of those 7 is the bracha of Goel Yisrael, but it's lengthened, there are insertions. Kid Tanya, like we learn in a brisa. The Goel Yisrael marich, in the blessing of Goel Yisrael, Re'evan Yenu, that blessing of Shmona Esrei, the chazan would be lengthier, he would extend it, he would add things in. Ubechosma, and at the end, in the closing of the blessing, Omer, he would say, Misha Anas Avraham Behar HaMoriah, he, God who answered Abraham at Har HaMoriah, at Mount Moriah, at the time of the binding of Isaac, of Yitzchak, who Yana Eschem Yishma Bekol Tza'akaschem Hayom Hazeh, he should answer you and listen to your cries on this day. that's added in, Baruch Goel Yisrael, and then you conclude the blessing with, blessed are you, God, who redeems Israel. V'heinon acharav Amen. And then the congregation will answer Amen. V'chazing HaKnesses Omer Lahem, and then the chazan in the Gemara doesn't mean the prayer leader, it means the shamash, the gabbai. So he would then say to the people, I guess, who were in charge of blowing the shofar or the trumpets, he would say, Taku b'nei Aaron taku. Children of Aaron, I guess they reserved this for the Kohanim, like we've seen in the past. He would say, blow, sons of Aaron, blow. V'chozer v'omer, and then the Shliach Tzibur, the one leading the davening, would continue. And he would say, Misha'anas avosenu al Yamsuf hu ya'aneschem. He who answered our forefathers on the Yamsuf, by the splitting of the sea, he shall answer you, v'yishma b'kol tza'akaschem, and listen to the voice of your crying, hayom, as on this day. Baruch zocher nishkachos, blessed are you who remembers those who are forgotten. And that went with the paragraphs of remembrances of Zichronos. That was the first blessing that was added in. What we mentioned before this, that was just an extension, lengthening the blessing of Goel Yisrael. But this is the first blessing that's added in. Amen. And then again the congregation answers Amen. The Chazan HaKnesses Omer Lahem, and then the Chazan, the Gabbai, says to the trumpet blowers, Hariu b'nei Aaron Hariu. Blow b'nei Aaron blow. So before it was Taku, like Tekiah, the long blast, and now he's saying Hariu, blow a trua first. I believe that each time they blew both, Tekiyahs and truas, but he would announce what they should blow first. Fine. V'chein b'chol bracha bracha. And says the brisa that we're quoting now, the same was true for each blessing. Be'achas omer taku. For one, the Shliach Tzibur would say, taku, blow a tekiah, a long blast. Be'achas omer hariyu, and then in the next one he would switch off, he would say hariyu, blow a trua, the short blasts. Says the Gemara, says the brisa, v'med dvar mamurim b'gvulin. Why are these words true? This was true in the Gvulim, in the suburbs, outside of Jerusalem. Aval b'mikdash, but in the Beis HaMikdash itself, in the temple, ein okain, it wasn't so. L'fisha ein onin amen b'mikdash, something we touched on earlier, I think 2 weeks ago's Gemara when we learned the Mishnah, because you don't say amen in the Mikdash. In the Beis HaMikdash, they would not answer amen to blessings. Rather, as we'll see momentarily, they will answer Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuso Le'olam Va'ed. Shenemar, and it quotes a verse to back this up. The pasuk is in Nehemiah, and it says there that some Leviim said, Kumu Baruchu Es Hashem Elokeichem, get up and bless God, Hashem your God, Min Ha'olam Ad Ha'olam, from forever till forever, V'yivarchu Shem Kivodecha, and bless the honor of your name, which is like Baruch Shem Kivod Malchus Le'olam Va'ed, right? Blessed is the honor of your name. So it says in the verse, V'yivarchu Shem Kivodecha, they should bless the honor of your name, Umeroim Al Kol Bracho Tehila, and raise him up on every blessing and every praise. So in this verse it says, get up and bless God, and bless him with Baruch Shem, with the honor of his name. So here you have, like it says, first you bless God, you say blessing, and then you bless him with the honor of your name with Baruch Shem. And that was the Leviim in the Beis HaMikdash who were saying this. So you see that in the Beis HaMikdash, that's the proper response to a blessing, is to bless the honor of God's name, which is Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuso Le'olam Va'ed. Bless is the honor of the name of his kingdom forever and ever. Now, the Brisa says, Yachol al kol brachos kula and lo te'el tilachas. Now, I might think you only did this once. You had all the blessings, and then you had one praise, one time you would say Baruch Shem. Talmud Omar, that's why the pasuk says, Umeromem al kol bracha utehila. And he's uplifted, or umeromam, he is uplifted on every blessing and praise. That we see from here, Al kol bracha tein lo tilan. Every blessing, given this praise, after every blessing, say, Baruch Shem. And now it speaks out what do you actually say, because it didn't say what they say. Al b'mikdash mahu omer, so what is it that they say? What they say is as follows. First they say the blessing, Baruch Hashem Elokim, Elokei Yisrael, min ha'olam v'ad ha'olam. They would say, blessed is God, is Hashem Elokim, Hashem our God, the God of Israel, forever and ever. Baruch Goel Yisrael, and then they would conclude the blessing like Baruch Goel Yisrael. So this insertion, first of all, is from that verse where they said, Baruch bless Hashem Elokeichem min ha'olam ad ha'olam. You should bless God from forever till forever. So that was something that it seems was inserted into each blessing. So each blessing in the blessing itself had that forever till forever thing inserted in. And then in the response, it says, and they will answer afterwards, Baruch Shem Kvod Malchuso Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed is the name of his kingdom, the name of the honor of his kingdom, forever and ever. And that, again, comes from what the response. It says, after you bless God forever and ever, then you say, you bless Shem Kivodcha, you blessed is the name of your honorable name. So that's where we get to say, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuso Le'olam Va'ed. The Chazan HaKnesses Omer Lam Taku, and then, like we saw before, the Chazan, the Gabbai would instruct the trumpet blowers to blow. Taku Hakohanim B'nei Aaron, Taku, blow, Kohanim, sons of Aaron, blow. And then you go to the next blessing, V'chozer V'omer, and then they would say, Misha Anas Avram B'har HaMoriah Hu Ya'aneschem, V'yishma B'kol Tza'akaschem Hayom Hazeh. He who listened to Avram on Har HaMoriah, he should answer you. And listen to your cries on this day. Baruch Hashem Elokei Yisrael. And it should say, I think again, Minga Olam Ad Olam. Again, they would insert that you say, blessed is God, the God of Israel, forever and ever, because we're talking about here in the Beis HaMikdash, in the temple. That was inserted into each blessing. And then you say, Zocher Anishkachos, who remembers those who were forgotten. So that was the first of the additional blessings. Also in the Beis HaMikdash, and just with this insertion of forever and ever. And the answer in the Beis HaMikdash, the response is V'heimonim achar Baruch Shem Kvod Malchuso Le'olam Va'ed. They answer with Baruch Shem. The Chazan HaKnesses Omer, and then the Chazan, the Gabbai, says again to the Kohanim, Omer Lahem Hariyo HaKohanim B'nei Aaron Hariyo blow truas, sons of Aaron blow truas. V'chein b'kol bracha u'bracha, and that's what they would do for each blessing. V'achas omer taku, for one they would say blow tekiah, v'achas omer hariyo, and then the next one they would say blow a trua, and they would switch off, just as they did outside the Beis HaMikdash. They did that in the Beis HaMikdash as well. At shegomer eskuon, until they would finish all of them. And says the Brisa, and this was something that was mentioned in the Mishnah as well. The Brisa says, "V'kaf hinig Rabbi Chalafta b'tzipari." This is how Rabbi Chalafta conducted the process in Tzipari. Rabbi Chanani ben Shadion b'Sichni. Rabbi Chanani ben Shadion did the same thing in Sichni. Ukisheba davar lifnei Chachamim. And when the Chachamim, the sages, heard about this, Amru, they said, "L'hayu nagin king ela b'shar mizrach v'har habayis." This was only the custom in the eastern gate of the Temple Mount. This was something that was specific to the Beis HaMikdash, but not something they would do outside the Beis HaMikdash, so it was not proper. These other sages were saying that what Rabbi Chalafta and Rabbi Chanani ben Shadion were practicing to do the same thing as they did in the Beis HaMikdash, seemingly to say, Baruch Shem Kvod Malchuso Le'olam Va'ed as the response. The other sages said that was not the proper course of action. Okay. That's one brisa. V'ista amri k'detanya, and there are those who say that it's like the following brisa, which seems to basically tell the same story, the same halachos. As we go through it, we'll see if we can identify any differences. Omer lifnein esrim v'arba brachos. Again, it says that on one of these fast days, the Chazan would say 24 blessings. Shmona esrei shebechol yom, the 18 that he would say every day, umosif alein od sheish, and then he would add another 6. Ve'osan sheish heichan amran, and where would he say those additional 6? Ben goel l'rofei cholei. He would say them between the blessing of Goel Yisrael and the bracha of Rofei Cholei, that God cures the sick. So between Re'ev Anyenu and Rifa'enu, that God should cure the sick. Umarich begeula, and he would extend the blessing of geula, of redemption. Again, this is talking about daily redemptions, Goel Yisrael. V'heinon in achrav amen al kol bracha bracha, and the congregation would answer amen to each blessing. And that was the practice in the gvuling in the suburbs. So here in this price, it doesn't go into all the detail describing the process in the suburbs. It just says that's how they would practice. Now, what is missing seemingly is it doesn't mention anything about the blowing of the shofar. It doesn't mention anything about blowing trumpets in the gvuling. Aval b'mikdash, but in the mikdash, hayu omrim, they would say the following. They would say, Baruch Hashem Elkei Yisrael min ha'olam v'ad ha'olam. They would say this additional insertion that blessed is God, the God of Israel, forever and ever. Baruch Goel Yisrael, blessed is the Redeemer of Israel. They would add that into the blessing, this forever and ever part. V'lo hayoning acharav amen, and now here in the Beis HaMikdash, they wouldn't answer amen afterwards. The kol kach amen, why was that? Lefi she'ein onin amen b'mikdash, they would not answer amen in the Beis HaMikdash. Uminayin she'ein onin amen b'mikdash, and how do we know that you don't answer amen in the Beis HaMikdash? Shenemar, as the pasuk says, the same pasuk, this Brisa quotes from Sefer Nehemiah, Kumu baruch Hashem elkeichem min ha'olam ve'ad olam, get up, bless God, your God, Hashem, your God, forever and ever. And then, after you bless him in that way, V'yivarchu Shem Kivodecha, and then bless his, the honor of his name with Baruch Shem Kivod. Umeroma Malko Bracho Tila, and he's uplifted over every blessing and praise. And that teaches us that Al Kol Bracho Bracha Tein Lo Tila, that after each blessing, you give him praise. Now, what would they say? So here it says Tanu Rabbanan, the rabbis taught, but some of the Mefarshim, some of the commentaries say that this is a mistake. It's actually we're just continuing the same brisa. So the brisa continues and it says, Al Orishano Suomer Baruch Hashem Elokei Yisrael Min Ha'olam V'ad Ha'olam Baruch Goel Yisrael. On the first ones he would say that blessed is God, and by first, we mean really extending the bracha of Re'ev Anyenu, of Goel Yisrael. So he would say, blessed is God, the God of Israel, forever and ever. Baruch Goel Yisrael, blessed is the Redeemer of Israel. V'heino ne'acharav, Baruch Shem Kvod Malchusol Le'olam Va'ed, and they would answer with Baruch Shem. V'chazin HaKnesses Omer, and then the Chazan, the Gabbai would say, Taku Kohanim Taku, blow Kohanim, blow Tekiyas, the Chazir ve'omer, and then he would say, the Chazan would continue and say, Misha Anas Avram Bahar HaMoriah, Hu Ya'aneschem, he who answered Avram Bahar HaMoriah, he should answer you. V'yishma b'kol tza'akaschem, and listen to your voices, Hayom Hazel, on this day. And again, seemingly they would, again, blow shofar. That's in parentheses here. Some take yavein toking a marim the token. They would blow tekiah, trua and tekiah. Although some leave that out. We already said that really. Especially if this is just a continuation of the same brisa. It was already said that he would say taku b'nei Aaron taku v'alashniyahu omer, and then on the second one, which is the first new blessing, he would say Baruch Hashem Elokei Yisrael min ha'olam v'ad ha'olam. Again, he would say this line of blessed is Hashem, the God of Israel, forever and ever. Baruch Zocher HaNishkachos, blessed is the one who remembers the forgotten. V'hing onen acharav Baruch Shem Kol Malchusol Le'olam Va'ed, and they would answer Baruch Shem. V'chazing HaKnesses Omer, and here the Brisa does mention it. Then the Gabbai would say Hariyu b'nei Aaron Hariyu, blow truas, the children of Aaron blow truas, ve'omer, and he would say the next blessing, Misha Anas Avosenu Al Yam Suf Hu Ya'aneschem, V'yishma b'kol tza'akaschem, Hayom Hazeh. Excuse me, the previous part was to be a part of the first blessing. My mistake. It was not the and by first blessing I mean an extension of Goel Yisrael. Misha'ana es Avraham, that's added into Goel Yisrael. The difference, I guess, part of the difference between this brisa and the previous brisa is the previous brisa had this line inside the bracha. Misha'ana es Avram Bahara Maria was before you conclude the blessing of Baruch Atah Hashem Goel Yisrael. In this brisa, it seems to be that it was said afterwards. After they would say Baruch Atah Hashem Goel Yisrael, and the people would answer Baruch Shem Kol Malchus Olam Vaed. That's where he would now insert Misha'ana es Avram Bahar HaMoriah Hu Yaneschem. He who answered Avram on Mount Moriah, he should answer you. It was only added in after the blessing, according to this brisa. The Alashniya, who Omer, and then on the second one, he would say, and this again is the first added blessing, he would say, Baruch Hashem Elokei Yisrael min ha'olam v'ad ha'olam. Blessed is Hashem, God of Israel, forever and ever. Baruch zocher ha'nishkachos. Blessed is the one who remembers the forgotten. And again, then they would answer Baruch Shem. And then the Chazan HaKnesses Omer Hariyu b'nei Aaron Hariyu. The Chazan would say, blow the shofar, blow truas. And then they would say this line of Misha'ana v'Omer, and then he would say, the Chazan, the leader, the Shliach Tzibur, the representative, would say, Misha'ana Savusin al Yamsuf hu ya'aneschem v'yishma v'kol tzarkaschem. And again, it's only, according to this price, it's only after the blessing is closed that he adds in this line that he who answered your fathers at the Yamsuf, he should answer you and listen to your cries hayom hazeh on this day. They Marian, Vitoking Marian, they will blow Trua, Tkiya, and Trua, V'chein B'chol Bracha, and that's what they would do for each blessing. V'achas Omer Taku, for one they would say Taku, blow Tkiya, V'achas Omer Hariyu, and then they would switch off, and the other one they would say blow Trua. Ashigmar es Habrachos Kulan, until they finished all of the blessings. Now, it seems there's two differences between this brisa and the previous brisa. One difference is the difference that we're noting now of where you insert the line of Misha'ana. He who answered, so-and-so should answer us on this day. According to the first brisa, it was inserted into the blessing itself before the closing of the blessing, Baruch Atah Hashem, and for each of the blessings. And over in this second brisa, it seems it's only added in after you close the blessing with Baruch Atah Hashem. That was one difference. And another difference is that the first brisa talked about how they would blow shofar or trumpets or whatever it was, even in the Gvulim, even outside the Beis HaMikdash. This brisa doesn't mention that. It just says they would daven, they would say the brachos. It doesn't say anything about blowing shofar. Only when it talks about the Beis HaMikdash does it mention that they would blow shofar and trumpets. So that may impact what is the story with this next line. We're now 3 lines from the bottom. In the middle it says, V'kach hinig Rabbi Chalafta b'tzipori, Rabbi Chananya ben Tradum b'sifni. That's how Rabbi Chalafta and Tzipori and Rabbi Chananya did in Sifni. And when the matter came before the sages, Amru, they said, Lo hayu nagin king ela b'shari mizrach of Harabayis. They said, no, that was only the practice on the eastern gate of the Temple Mount. But what you're doing is not meant to be done outside the Beis HaMikdash. Now, what were they doing? So according to the first brisa, it seems pretty clear they must have been, if they were doing something that was only in the Beis HaMikdash, they must have been saying Baruch Shem, and adding in this Minga Olam Ve'ad Olam, from forever to forever, into the blessings. That was the only thing that separated the Beis HaMikdash from the Gvulin, from outside the Beis HaMikdash. But according to the second brisa, it's possible that they weren't doing that, but rather they were blowing shofar, which was only, according to the second brisa, was only done in the Beis HaMikdash and not outside. It's possible that they were doing both, they were doing everything. It's not clear from the brisa. I believe this is the subject of discussion among the commentaries.